Well, we did have a business plan that was actually going to take us through to 2020, and it had principles of service in it. Some people might remember that very well. A lot has happened to us over the last few years, both externally with lots of changes, government changes, environment changes, Brexit, things like this, funding challenges. But actually we've been developing our own internal aspirations, both for our properties, but actually investment in our staff as well is becoming even more important to us. We know that if we've got really great people doing really great things, our customers are going to be happier than they are today.
The world has changed. The sector has changed, and as a result, us as an organisation have to change. I think since the last business plan, the previous government brought in a number of things that affected the whole housing market. Therefore, the whole sector had to look at itself and say, this is a new world we're living in. What do we need to do to address these problems? If we want to survive, and if we want to continue to provide good quality social housing, what do we need to do?
So we looked at the principles of service, and we still think that they're really good, solid principles to live by. They're kind of a specification of how we'd like to deliver services. But we really strongly felt that we needed a much clearer, definitive roadmap of where we were going to go, so that everybody knew, all our staff, our funders, our stakeholders, and most importantly, our residents, because that's what we're doing all this for.
The direction we were heading in before was very different to where we're heading now, and we have to respond to the market, to the needs of our residents. We have to respond to what employees want from work, and you bundle all that together and it creates a different focus for us completely.
And the opportunities change for the organisation to do things differently and in a more innovative way, and in a way that can benefit all of those parties in a way that's extremely positive.
So we thought about all the things that we wanted to achieve and got very, very excited about some of the potential that we've got. And we just didn't feel like the principles of service were going to be clear enough for people about where we were going.
You've got to reassess where you are, what you do, what services you can provide, what types of property you want to provide, what your relationship is with your residents, and then based on that, you see where you are, and is this something that you can still do? Can you afford to do it?
And we're plotting out where we expect to be in 3, 5 and 10 years. So within that, we think 10 years is a long time in the future. It's quite hard to plan. If we all look back and think, in 10 years ago, would we have guessed that we were going to be where we are today? We probably wouldn't. So it's quite a challenge to think 10 years in the future. So that 10-year aspiration is a vision. And we think sort of halfway there, in about 5 years' time, we should have some really clear goals. So we think we're somewhere near to achieving that vision. And in order to achieve those goals, we think in the next 3 years we need a really definitive plan. So that's what the new Fit Future strategy includes: a 3-year plan, 5-year goals, and a 10-year vision.
Progressively, the plan gets more challenging as we move forward, and we get more ambitious as we move forward. But certainly the first 3 years is going to be quite a significant change, and will be us settling down and getting used to the new way of working and the new structure and the new functions that we're bringing in. And then as we progress into 5 years, we should see that actually this is now settling down and we're able to now start building and stretching further into the future.
And it's a bit of a play on words. The Fit Future is about C&C having a really strong, secure, sound future, so a fit future. It's also about our residents and staff feeling fit, feeling well, living in fit, healthy homes, working in a fit, healthy working environment.
And we planned out a strategy of what we felt the organisation should be delivering. And during that time was when all these innovative ideas came out, and the creativity and the aspects that we need to really be focusing on, but in a different way, started to emerge.
We started saying things like, well, what if we did this? And what if we could be really clear with people that that's not our core offer anymore? A bit like the nursing care. And what if that led us to be able to invest more in this? And what if we could really embrace things like technology and make them a big part of what we do and an exciting part of what we do? And what if our staff could be freed up to make better decisions? What if we were a different sort of employer that everybody wants to work for? And the more we said, well, what if we could do that? We felt, yeah, what if we can do that? And then we realised how far away it was from where we are. It's going to involve change in the way that the board and the management team think and behave. It's going to mean change in the way that we're funded. It's going to mean change in the way that we're structured. So our staff structure will have some changes to it. If we don't tackle those things, we can't deliver all the stuff that we've got in our new plan. And we know that if we deliver the stuff in our new plan, we're going to be an incredible organisation, even more so than we are now. And then it's our job to make sure people are equipped for that change and that we're communicating well and taking people along with us and making sure that residents and staff have a chance to contribute to those stages of change. And we know that when that happens, things get better than we thought they would. That's just a given. I know that happens because it's happened to me every time we've done it.
You can never really sit back and say, yeah, I'm doing a great job, nice and comfortable. We should always be looking at how we can improve. And again, I emphasise the point, improving isn't about cutting costs. Improving is providing a better service to our residents. You know, the more money we make, the more we can invest in our services, the more we can invest in our homes. So ultimately it is about providing value for money for our residents.
We need to be recruiting the best people that we can find to help support our staff and residents within our services. We need to be looking at innovative ways that we can deliver career development and talent management so people feel they have careers within C&C. And we need a yes culture. We need people in whatever capacity they're in to be able to say yes. There may be consequences to that yes and they need to be understood, but we need people who can say, yes, I think that's a good idea, we're going to do this, and come up with new ways of working and being more innovative, because if you stand still, you become stagnant, and we need to be right at the forefront of our sector.
We're going to establish a service hub, which, as well as covering repair calls, will include for a number of other services to residents to be dealt with. But certainly one element of this would be to enable residents to report repairs directly to the service hub. We believe we can improve significantly by establishing C&C Direct the services that we've traditionally offered to residents via external contractors. We believe by engaging and establishing our own workforce to provide that service, it will provide for greater investment in terms of how people value the service and the individual's commitment to delivering a good service.
I think our new Fit Future strategy firmly says this is all about us providing homes and services for over 55s in London, and what an amazing city to live. It's one of the best cities in the world.
It's about people benefiting from, if they want to, the theatre and the hustle and bustle, everything that London brings, is being able to benefit from that. And just because you are in retirement accommodation or you have certain disabilities or needs, that shouldn't prevent you from enjoying what London offers.
And here we are, we've got some of the best locations in London, some of the most amazing spots. So we know that our offer is about bringing great homes right in the heart of the best locations in London, which happens to be the best city in the world, to people of all walks of life when they're over 55, and then saying, well, actually, you might be living here, but did you know everything that's going on around you? Did you know that you could get free golf lessons down the road? Did you know that you could join this club? Did you know this great thing at the theatre was going on? We have relationships with the Royal Opera House, the Royal Albert Hall. Our residents have sang there, they've put performances on there. How many people would get an opportunity to do something like that? So let's promote that. Let's say we are a London brand, because London's what we know, what we do, it's what we're good at. That thing, that focus, that what can we be leading class in? Well, homes in London.
I think there are other opportunities in terms of assistive technologies, which the organisation's also committed to developing. And there are possibly opportunities there that we don't realise or are currently evolving that we want our residents or might want our residents to take advantage of going forward.
We're talking about more technology, we're talking about being really innovative in the way we design our properties, the technology that exists within those properties and how we can better service staff and residents. That capability doesn't currently sit within the organisation. We have to build that capability.
We are looking at a new staff structure to recruit and develop people that are able to deliver on those ambitions that exist within the plan.
So what we're saying is we're more interested in you as a person. You know, do you buy into what we're doing? Are you as excited as we are? Do you want to deliver the sort of aspirations that we do? Do you believe that you can do the work that we set out and probably do it better than we've set out? You know, have you got ideas that you could bring to the table? And if you have, we want to hear from you. We're very excited by that and about how doing all of these things frees our really great people, particularly people working on the front line of service delivery that are customer facing, to be able to answer questions, to be able to say yes to customers without having to go and get permission.
We're hoping and expect that existing staff within the organisation will be excited by the ambitions of the plan, and that they will be excited sufficiently enough to want to join us on that journey, and therefore there will be opportunities which we hope they will look upon and apply for and be successful in.
Things will start to change gradually. We expect to have a really effective structure that delivers this strategy in place by the end of March 2018. So it takes a long time. There's lots of consultation to do. We've got to double check that we've got everything right. We've got to make sure that our teams feel comfortable with what's going on. There's lots of opportunity in there. There will be some changes for people, and we've been clear about that to date. And I would urge people to see that as a positive thing. Change is the inevitable part of our life, and I think making something of it is in each of our gift to do that. And there is a lot of positive stuff. There's some very exciting stuff in the new strategy that if you put yourself forward, you're going to have a great time figuring all this stuff out and delivering it.
So no doubt further down the line, when we have staff who are delivering these services, will come and say to us, are you sure? Could we not do it like this? Could it be better that we do it like this way? And if they do that, that's absolutely fine. That's what we want to hear from staff, and that is the whole point of a consultation process. We're no longer going to be human resources, as the term is generally known. And it's quite deliberate that my role is workplace culture, because it is more about actually how people feel about coming to work. Do they feel happy about being at work? Do they feel well rewarded for their performance? Do we give them the tools to be able to perform? And so my role and my team's role is going to be more about examining the levels of happiness and engagement that our staff have and what we need to do in able to support them to do the best for our residents.
So what I like about this business plan is having those effectively four strands, homes, services, people and money, is the simplicity. It's easier for us to understand, therefore it's easier to deliver. It's also easier for our residents, our board members, all of our stakeholders to understand. It's not just about the money. I mean, if we were a private landlord, that would all be about the bottom line. What delivers the greatest profits, that's what we will do. Whereas here, yes, we have to consider our profits. We have to make money in order to deliver the services, but we also have to consider, the main driver for us is what kind of service are we delivering? Is this the right thing for our residents? And that's ultimately what matters for us.
We want people to say, you live in a C&C property. Well, how lucky are you? Yeah. You've bought a C&C home. How did you do that? I want to live in C&C. I want our workers to queue up at the door wanting a job with us because they know they're going to get something out of it and we're going to get something out of it as well. And I want all of that to make sure that we're smart enough whilst we're doing that to secure a really strong, sound future which enables us to invest in technology, invest in homes, invest in our people and invest in our services. So it all has a life that's all circles around each other.
Our core hasn't changed. I think we're still very much who we are and what we have always been, and what Mrs. Chesterton set out many, many years ago, that still very much exists and will always be part of our legacy that she left for us. I think what has changed is that we're not frightened of opportunity now. We're not frightened to take challenge. We're not frightened to, if we feel that offering a certain service may be risky, but it's the right thing to do for our residents and for our staff, then we're going to do that and find ways to make things happen.
We're pointing to the future and saying, see that over there, that's where we're going. And if there's not a map to get there, we're going to draw our own map. And it's exciting stuff. And I think what the ambition and the aspiration for services in the future, services, homes, our people and our financial strength is challenging. Our new strategy is got some really big ambitions in there, but we're up for it and we think we've got the capability to deliver all of that.